The family of a 17-year-old girl are trying to come to terms with how her lifeless body ended up on the Port Royal main road. As the police commence an investigation, they do not have any clue at this time. Hi again and welcome. This is Links 007 TV. Let's talk. And when we return, we'll have the full and exclusive details to come. If it's the first time you're watching, please remember to like, share, subscribe to the channel. Click the notification bell and click on all so you're always updated with our latest report. We'll be right back after this short break. Welcome back and thanks for joining us for the program. This is Links 007 TV. Let's talk. This is the place where we discuss issues of national importance, global importance, or the situation that are buzzing in the news. So the family of Shamoya Miller are still trying to come to terms with her untimely passing as the police commence a high-level investigation into the subsequent discovery of her body on the Port Royal main road. No details surrounding the incident are still sketchy up to the publication of this report, and the police have not listed anyone as a prime suspect in relation to the case. But as for the family right now, they have to grip with the reality that Shamoya Miller is no longer in this world, and it's a very sad thing to be content with right at this point in time, considering the fact that a few days ago she would have been here and now she's no longer. When we look at what is going on in our country, it's a very sad situation and it's a real cause for concern when we look on the spate of crime and violence that is plaguing our wonderful country, especially towards female. Now one have to wonder if this would have been someone that she would have had a relationship with, or someone that would have just caught her at the wrong place at the wrong time and then decided to carry out such a vicious act on such a promising future of our country. When we look on the spate of crime that is taking place, it's a real problem right now we're faced with. And when we look on the age range of crime and violence being portrayed towards certain young people who should be the future of our country and these should be nation builders, they are taken out at a tender age. So what type of future are we going to have? What happened to this female is a very sad and unfortunate situation, and I can't even begin right now to imagine what the family of this girl is going through, considering the fact that she is so young, just 17 years old. She had her life ahead of her and her life cut short. And what makes it even worse, the family can't even put together the missing pieces of the puzzle as to why someone would want to commit such a vicious act on such a promising and bright spark. Over the past few weeks, I've covered some real shocking stories which involve female and them losing their life to males, and I can tell you some of them have left the whole entire country in a state of shock. And in most recent week, the most popular one right now is the one of social media influencer Anika Sikiana 1000, and how could I forget Donnelly Donaldson as well. So those are some real pressing case right now, and there are so many more out there right now where some real cases of violence have been portrayed across the country in which females' lives have been viciously snuffed out. And I can't even begin to imagine right now the stress and the pain that these families have to endure right now based on what is going on in our wonderful country. So without no further delay, let me just go straight into the Shamoya Miller story. So approximately 18 hours after she twice pranked one of her nephews that she was deceased, Shamoya Miller truly passed away, leaving her family shattered and in total sadness. The 17-year-old's body was found along the Port Royal main road in Kingston on Thursday around 9:30 a.m. The police have stated that at about 6:45 p.m., Shamoya Miller left home to visit a friend on Wild Street. However, after the hours grew, relatives became concerned as this was unlike her to not to return home. So their worstest fears were about to be realized on the morning of Thursday when the police made the grisly discovery of the body of the missing female. So the family members became so concerned throughout the night as repeated calls to the teen's phone went unanswered, and that would have been sometime after 11 p.m. A body fitting her description was found along the roadway. Shamoya Miller's sister, Michelle Riley, aged 27, was discharged at the family home in Unmaltown, Kingston. When our team arrived at the location, the family seemed very sad, and I can tell you, you could just see that level of sadness and that level of desperate need for help in order to put some closure to the case rest on their faces. So the police have commenced a high-level investigation as it relates to circumstances surrounding the discovery of the body of a teenage girl on the Port Royal Main Road in East Kingston on Thursday. She has been identified as 17-year-old Shamoya Miller, and she is of John Street, Almontown, Kingston. So the body was discovered sometime in the morning Thursday after she failed to return the previous day home. According to the East Kingston police, residents summoned investigators to the body that was lying on the roadway. Reports from the Ellison Road police are that upon their arrival, Miller's body was seen lying on the roadway with blood coming from her nose and mouth. The scene was processed and the body removed to the morgue pending postmortem examination. So it is reported that on the previous night, the teen left home in order to meet with a friend, and that friend so far has still not yet been taken into custody by the police, and we are not sure whether or not it was a male or female. But somewhere along the line, something went really bad because she ended up in a different era in which this was not where she was going. So the police believe that she was taken to the location and her body dumped after what happened to her. As the family right now are left in a state of shock, the police believe that they will make a breakthrough within the case. So it is further reported that the teen reportedly left home to visit a friend on Wild Street on Wednesday. However, the relatives became concerned when they called her cell phone and it went unanswered, and this was unlike her. However, they did not really have that level of great concern. Even though it was a concern, it was not that high up until the morning when they realized that she did not return home, and that was when their worst fear began to be realized. The sister of the deceased woman stated that on Wednesday before her body was discovered, she pranked a family member in order to catch their reaction that she was deceased. However, little did she know that on Thursday she would actually be deceased. On Wednesday, 2 times she pranked that family member that she was deceased, and this was what led the sister into deep shock. As little did she knew that these pranks would become a reality and their worst fears would be realized on Thursday morning. According to Shamoya Miller's sister, she stated that Shamoya was having dinner and then she suddenly decided to leave home, stating that she's going to Wild Street. What led her to make that decision is still unknown, and the family right now is left in total shock and in a state of total disbelief about what happened to her. As they try to put the missing pieces of the puzzle together, the police have not yet so far identified a suspect within the case and are so far relying on eyewitnesses who might have seen something in order to contact the police. The family member stated that she was not reprimanded while she would have been living at Wildman Street previously, so they believe that she was just going to meet with a friend, so they never really had a problem with her going to that location. So it is further reported that while she went round to Wildman Street in order to meet a friend, she then left that friend's house in order to go meet another individual at Arnold Road who was said to be a male companion. Shamoya's friend told her family members that she did came to her house and she spoke to her while on her balcony. Then suddenly she got a call and answered and told the individual that she was on her way. Shamoya was to return to the Kingston Technical High School this Tuesday in order to resit 2 exams. The family members stated that she wanted to become a nurse. The female mother is said to be residing in Canada and her father is said to be living in Trelawney. The sister stated that she always encouraged her sister in order to do the right thing, and even up to the day prior to her going missing, her mother had spoken to her and stated to her that she wanted her to be a positive role model of society. Her sister told Shamoya that anything she wanted to share, she could share it with her. The best person you could be talking to, she stated, is me. Prior to the discovery of her body, the sister stated that she had a conversation with her mother for about an hour, and she told her that she needed to behave herself and hold up her head and focus on her school. Little did mom know that would have been the last conversation she would have had with her daughter. Now, as the police continue their investigation into the case, they have some real evidence at their disposal, and one would have been the phone call that was made to her when she left the friend's house in order to meet with that individual. The police now need to rely on cell phone evidence in order to see if they can ascertain who she went away with and what was the motive behind her taking out. Until that is done, the family now have to plan her funeral, and this was gonna be a very sad moment for them. This has been Links 007 TV Let's Talk, and this is where I believe I'm gonna leave this report. I just want to use my medium at this time to implore these young females. You have to take the necessary precaution in order to maintain your safety, and you need to start listening to your parents whenever they talk to you, because most of the time out there the world is not as pretty as it seems. Thanks for watching. This has been Links 007 TV Let's Talk. Have a blessed and productive Sunday.